But we want to get you caught up on the developments unfolding in the town of West, north of Waco. There are now at least 12 confirmed deaths from the Wednesday night explosion at the West fertilizer plant. The names of 4 victims already has been released. Kenny Harris was a 52-year-old captain in the Dallas Fire Department who lived just south of West. Jerry Chapman and Cyrus Reed, both members of the Abbott Fire Department, and Calvin Perry, part of the Navarro Mills Fire Department. Our Sophia Beausoleil has listened to the briefings from investigators in West this morning and joins us with the latest. Hi, Sophia.
Good afternoon, Brian. You can see it's a packed house as reporters are waiting for Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn to brief the media. You know, they said they were going to come here and speak words to this awful tragedy that happened here in the little town of West. Earlier this morning, we did hear a report from DPS, and here's what they have to say.
It is with a heavy heart that I can confirm 12 individuals have been recovered from the fertilizer plant explosion.
And it's a number many fear will rise. Victims of Wednesday's night's blast were found near their plant that exploded. DPS Sergeant Jason Reyes says all the bodies will go to a forensic lab in Dallas for identification. The search crews have been combing through all the debris looking for survivors. So far, officials won't say how many people are unaccounted for or if the 12 bodies recovered are first responders. DPS says 50 homes were destroyed and it'll search more homes today. The blast that rocked the tiny town of West left about 200 people with injuries, families without loved ones, and a community trying to pick up the pieces.
Pull the paper off. Okay.
And here at home, Brian, you can see the press conference is going to get started. Here we go.
Good morning. I'm United States Senator John Cornyn, here with my colleague Senator Ted Cruz and our friend and colleague Congressman Roger Williams. When I came to West this morning, a gentleman greeted me. He said, saying you're a Texan doesn't just describe where you're from, it describes who your family is, which to me is speaks volumes about how this community has come together in the light of this terrible tragedy. And I just want to say thank you to the first responders and those who have tried to not only recover the people who were killed in this terrible accident, but also who've given sustenance and support to all those who are still grieving and who, many of whom still don't know the extent of their loss. We know the judge and the mayor and all the local officials are doing heroic work here. We know the state of Texas is doing its typically good job in responding to an emergency like this. And we know there's a lot of big hearts, people who are volunteering their time from the Red Cross. We saw HEB here as they typically come to disasters like this to offer their hand. But just one of the things that you find in a terrible time like this is that people step forward, they offer their hand of help, and it provides a lot of comfort and reassurance during a very difficult time. So I'm here, Senator Cruz is here, Congressman Williams are here to do whatever we can to be of help and to offer any consolation and support that we possibly can during this very difficult time, not just for the people of West Texas, but the people of America. As we've seen this week, some very sobering events occur that weigh heavily on all our minds. Senator Cruz.
Well, thank you. Let me echo what Senator Cornyn said. This is a community that is hurting right now, that is racked by a horrific tragedy. And yet I have to tell you, visiting with the men and women here, your heart weeps for their suffering, and at the same time it is uplifting to see so many Texans coming together, so many people who dropped everything and said, how can we help? And that really is the American spirit. I visited earlier today with a young lady who lost her home and who lost friends and loved ones in this terrible tragedy. And she said to me, she said, I'm used to helping others. When there were fires down in Bastrop and people were hurting there, I was used to helping and providing aid to others, and now everyone here is here helping us. And I have to say, yesterday I visited my colleague, Senator Elizabeth Warren. And obviously the citizens of Boston and Massachusetts are suffering over that horrific terrorist attack that occurred there. And it was striking how similar her sentiments were, that in the midst of tragedy and suffering, there was story after story of inspirational heroism, of people stepping forward, helping others, and saying, we're going to come together and we're going to come through this more strongly. And so I want to just say to the citizens of West, you are being lifted up in the prayers of millions of Texans, millions of Americans, people around the world. And the same is true for the citizens in Boston, Massachusetts, that when we face great adversity, we come together and stand together. And we're doing that today.
Thank you. I'm Roger Williams, representing Congressional District 25, which part of that is Hill County, which is right next door to where we are right now. I too am been so humbled and to see the stories that are coming out of here. We're all grieving right now, and there's a time for grief, but at the same time we'll begin to rebuild. And when you talk to the people right here in this great community, you see the can-do spirit, which is all about Texas. I think that we all agree Texas is probably the greatest state in this country, and America is going to see this very shortly as we begin to rebuild. And I too, like Senator Cornyn and Senator Cruz, want to offer all the help that we can give. Certainly, we're all praying, and we need to have prayers right now. Prayers for those that have not come out of this, and prayers for those that will move forward. But it's a team effort. That's what Texas is about. And the stories we've heard already from heroes has just been phenomenal, and there'll be more to come. But like the two gentlemen standing with me and all the people of Texas, we're humbled, we're proud to be Texans, and our hand is out. We're going to help, continue to help till we begin to see the rebuilding process bring this great community back. Thank you.